Why are fax machines still used today? Watch this video to find out. Fax machines, fax standing for facsimile, are a device which is used to send and receive documents via telephone lines. Many can also be used to print documents, and as a landline phone, most fax machines are assigned with similar-looking phone numbers to landlines and mobile numbers, and plenty of businesses and organizations still use this ancient piece of equipment, and since the launch of email clients and newer technologies for communications, like SMS and even social media messaging, have become a popular alternative to sending documents. In fact, it's the business standard in most industries, though sending large files over email clients does not always work. Fax machines were first introduced around the 1880s, so this technology has been around for over a century. The first ever fax machine to send and receive 2D images was made around this time, but later on, fax machines also became a very popular technology for the masses, and was and is still used to send and receive personal letters and documents to people via a telephone line. Fax machines have been largely replaced by newer technologies such as email, SMS, and online file sharing with cloud storage such as Microsoft OneDrive or Google Drive has allowed for even more widespread communications, sharing of personal files and documents, amongst other things. However, the fax machine can avoid internet connections at all costs, which makes it impossible to hack or take advantage of an exploit found in the fax machine system. Fax machines never go online, they always connect to a telephone line, and these days, most of our work is done on the PC. We only need to print it, scan it, or send it to someone when that necessity arises. So fax machines would not be particularly useful to you unless you're a business and you rely on fax to send and receive documents and images. Also, the image quality of a fax machine is generally regarded as terrible. It's really bad, and due to the limited colors a fax machine has, it can only print black and white. These are the only colors it can detect. Fax machines cannot read shades of gray, or reproduce the above-mentioned colors, and thus it can only use what's provided with it. Sending documents via fax is also very slow, reportedly as slow as dial-up internet, which is an ancient technology that's been well and truly abandoned in most places. This was used back in the Windows 95 days. It was used to connect to the internet, but dial-up speeds were incredibly slow, much slower than any standard Wi-Fi or cellular network of today, and by the early 2000s, Wi-Fi and other wireless technologies began to replace dial-up internet, and with the eventual introduction of the iPhone in January 2007, technology proved that we could now access the internet at our fingertips, quite literally, no pun intended, and now that mobile phones have grown to become one of the most widely used devices worldwide, there is no need for dial-up internet, and the same can be said for fax, although for several reasons. Fax remains a viable option for businesses and organizations who rely on secure methods of transmitting documents and images. Here are the advantages and disadvantages of using fax machines in 2024 and beyond. Advantages: security. Fax machines cannot be hacked due to them generally not being hooked up to Ethernet or any sort of internet connection. This makes it impossible for anyone to take advantage of a potential exploit. Fax machines have rarely ever been hacked or attacked. The only time a fax machine will be vulnerable is if it is connected to any network, but fax machines are so old that not many places use them, although several businesses still use them today for several reasons which we will delve into in a moment, right after we cover the advantages and disadvantages of fax machines. Reliability. Telephone lines offer more stability and reliability compared to wireless networks such as Wi-Fi or cellular data. A telephone line is similar to Ethernet, except it is used to transmit and receive phone signals. These lines are also used for fax machines. Almost every fax machine also has a telephone system built into it, to dial numbers, and you can use the phone set to ring up people and talk to them, which is very handy indeed. But rarely is a fax machine used as a telephone. It's mostly used to send and receive documents via telephone lines. If you're in a desperate situation where there is no Wi-Fi or cellular data, or there is a prolonged network outage, you can trust your old companion Mr. Facsimile to come in handy, if you really need to send something to a friend, medical center, etc., whatever you need to do relating to document sending, printing, and receiving, the good old fax machine has got you covered. Fax machines are also popular amongst rural areas, or areas where internet quality is subpar, or terrible, so the necessity to use fax remains high in some places, especially those where internet connectivity is limited. Functionality: many fax machines offer lots of functionality and various features, some of which include printing, telephone calling, and scanning documents or images, and many also have an Ethernet cable in case you want to connect your fax machine to a network of some sort, or you might want to hook it up to your PC via the Ethernet port. Ease of use: fax machines are not hard to use. If a professional teaches you how to use them, or you learn it yourself through some sort of method, like watching a YouTube video, then it should not take long before you're able to use it. All you do is insert a piece of paper, either facing upward or downward, then dial the phone number you wish to contact, and then you press a start button, which will have the fax machine send the document or image to the designated phone number. You can also send documents to other fax machines. Now we will delve into the disadvantages. Cost: fax machines can cost a lot of money, depending on the brand and model you go with. Home users who want a fax machine may want to consider looking for less expensive models. If you need extra features, functionality, or a better quality fax machine, you will need to pay top dollar. Transmission speeds: fax is notorious for being incredibly slow to send and receive documents. Speeds can be as slow as that of a dial-up internet service, if not, even slower, so this does make it a bit of an inconvenience, especially if you're in a mad hurry to send something off to someone. Portability: fax machines are not very portable, they are made to stay in one location, so if you need to send something in a hurry but you're nowhere near a fax machine which you can use, you're out of luck unless there is cellular networks or Wi-Fi nearby which you can connect to, which you can then send the documents over. Limited colors: fax machines cannot read or create certain colors. Black and white are the only colors fax machines can read. They cannot pick up on shades of gray, so if you send an image over fax, you may notice that the resolution and quality of the image is very low, compared to sending an image digitally through digital communications methods. Sending images via fax may not be the best option. Finally, fax machines are not answering machines. There is no person behind them who answers calls, generally speaking, so if you ring up a fax line, you will get nowhere. All you will hear are some beeping sounds that repeat over and over again. Fax numbers can only be used with fax machines. Calling from a traditional phone, landline or mobile, will result in hearing beeping sounds on your end, so don't plan on calling a fax line unless you use a fax machine. Key areas where fax machines remain popular and widely used include medical centers, hospitals, law firms, police stations, some schools, and even some home users use fax machines for personal or non-commercial usage. It's also popular amongst retro hobbyists who delve into older technology and learn how it works, and for those who have never used a fax machine before, you would be amazed to know that this over 100-year-old technology is still so widely used in this modern era. Many organizations and businesses also rely on fax for various legal reasons. Some require the businesses to sign documents on hand and have access to a fax machine to send the documents in a secure form of manner. This is especially true when reports or documents need to be kept secretive by their respective owner. The fax machine is not likely to go anywhere for many years to come. Its advantages outweigh the disadvantages for those who really need it. However, for the large majority of people who use technology, you will likely never need to use this ever-aging ancient piece of tech that will continue to serve a useful purpose in the many years to come. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next video. Bye for now.